capable individual. I'm here for a reason, I can do it.
What an idiot I've been as a young person in this industry who has no filter and no idea what she's doing.
It's kind of sinking in more and more that tomorrow is happening and the trailer is coming out.
It's also really important to me that I share with you not only the really good, exciting moments, but also like the little blips where I just don't feel great. I think that's really important that you see me as a human being, because I think a lot of people don't. So I don't know. I want that disclaimer out there.
Rachel Zegler's team is pointing fingers again, but this time they've outdone themselves.
Like, who has been the most exciting person for you tonight?
Oh my God.
Besides, took the words out of my mouth. Besides,
Cry me a river. She's just exactly everything that we can't stand.
According to new insider reports, the reason her big stage debut is falling apart in real time has nothing to do with her lack of star power, her poor box office track record, or the string of PR missteps she's left behind. No, her team is now blaming online backlash.
I'm a narcissist.
That's right, Zegler's camp is suggesting that TikTok and Twitter are the reason ticket sales for Evita are in free fall. As if a few critical comment threads on social media somehow convinced thousands of London theatergoers to skip out.
Now looking like it is seriously on life support.
People will wait in line to see.
On a show that supposedly stars a Golden Globe winner, it's laughable, delusional even.
You know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird.
But it's also exactly what people have come to expect from Rachel Zegler's PR machine. Blame the internet, dodge the mirror. Because the truth, the one her team refuses to acknowledge, is that the real problem isn't online.
It's hard. And it's lonely. It's very lonely. I just know that if that loneliness can exist, so can other things, and I will be okay.
Hate. It's silence. Silence from the box office. Silence from potential audiences. Silence from the very people who were supposed to care. You can't cancel something no one is buying. And in this case, no one's buying. A quick look at the...
Rachel Zegler is a no-name actress. She's barely been in anything, actually. If you look at her IMDb, West Side Story was the first one that... it was the first movie she was in, basically.
Seating chart for the London Palladium, a historic venue that seats over 2,200 people, tells the whole story. It's green across the board. Not green for go, but green for no one's here.
Well, it just goes to show they shouldn't have hired her. This is not a person that... Well, it's just not a person that has any element of draw in whatever she's in.
Every section, every row, every night, wide open. And these are seats that start at just $29.50, not much more than a movie and popcorn. So let's not pretend. This is the result of a hate campaign.
I don't need your business.
It's not backlash, it's apathy. A slow, cold shoulder from the audience Zegler and her team thought would instantly flock to see her sing in heels. Instead, the myth of Rachel Zegler as a major star is quietly crumbling under its own weight. It's not the trolls who are stealing the spotlight. It was never earned to begin with. You'd think by now someone on her team would have figured it out. You can't create demand with hashtags. But that hasn't stopped them from trying. Every press release, every promo image, every attempt to market Evita has been dripping.
No, Prince or a different kind of Prince? I'm sure a lot of people will assume it's a love story just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie. Right. Andrew Burnap, great dude. Yeah. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Who the hell are you to say all of Andrew's scenes could get cut? Like, who are you?
Oh my God.
Are you Disney?
With desperate buzzwords, Golden Globe winner, Disney's Snow White, Hunger Games breakout star. Yet no matter how many accolades they list next to her name, they can't hide the numbers. And right now, the numbers are brutal, not just underwhelming, but embarrassing. We're talking about one of the most iconic venues in London's West End, and they can't even fill the balcony. Zegler's name on the marquee hasn't sparked interest. It's repelling it. The theater's ticket system uses a color-coded chart to show which seats are sold. Normally, as opening night approaches, the chart turns orange and red. For Zegler's, Evita. It looks like a freshly mowed soccer field, pure green. No excitement, no demand, just open seats in every direction. It's a message from the audience, loud and clear. We're not interested. And that should make everyone involved in the production stop and think. If Rachel Zegler is really the rising star Hollywood claims she is, then where are the fans?
Never want it to come off as me being ungrateful for the opportunity.
The truth is, they don't exist. Not in large enough numbers to make an impact. The disconnect between the hype she gets from the industry and how little the public actually engages with her is staggering. Studios keep betting on her, and every time the public responds with a shrug.
I will elbow everyone out of the way to play the part.
West Side Story was her big entrance. Spielberg personally cast her, the movie had prestige, media coverage, and studio backing, and still, it underperformed. Did the industry learn from that? Not at all. Instead, they doubled down. Enter Snow White, one of Disney's most iconic stories, loaded with nearly a century of goodwill. And who did they put front and center? Zegler. Not because audiences were asking for her, but because executives thought they could will her into relevance. That decision backfired hard. The press tour for the Snow White was arrogant and tone-deaf.
Rachel didn't even seem like she cared or liked the source material. I mean, that is just far from a graceful Disney princess-like promotion. It's far from what you would think Disney wants.
Zegler rolled her eyes at the original film, called the prince a stalker, and announced that the remake would fix everything. Translation, she told the entire fanbase the movie wasn't for them anymore, and they responded by staying home. She didn't need their support, and they took her at her word. Now in London, we're seeing the same pattern. Different stage, same result. Even theater goers, usually more forgiving and willing to give fresh talent a shot, are staying away. With no special effects to distract, no nostalgia to lean on, all that's left is Zegler. And without a billion-dollar overt machine behind her, there's not much to see. No compelling presence, no organic following, just rows and rows of unsold seats. This isn't an isolated failure. It's a growing trend. Zegler keeps getting high-profile roles, and the public keeps responding with disinterest.
What would you say to those who are just kind of overly critiquing the film at this point? You've worked so hard on it.
Hold on.
All right.
Her team keeps pushing her like she's a household name, but the reality is, she isn't. She barely has a body of work. A glance at her IMDb shows that West Side Story was basically her first major credit. And despite all the marketing muscle behind her, people still aren't showing up. It's like the public made their mind up months ago and quietly moved on. And that silence in the audience? That's not backlash, that's clarity. She's not being targeted unfairly, she's being ignored fairly. Because no amount of manufactured buzz can cover for the fact that she's simply not a draw. Not in movies, not on stage, not anywhere that counts. Let's stop pretending this is just bad luck. What's happening with Evita isn't some fluke. It's part of a clear pattern. At the center of it all is Rachel Zegler, who keeps failing upward while audiences keep tuning out. After West Side Story flopped, the industry should have reevaluated. Instead, they doubled down again with Snow White. That movie didn't just flop, it exploded on impact. And now, instead of quietly rebuilding in smaller roles, she's being shoved into another high-profile spotlight. But her name, instead of drawing people in, is pushing them away. Even the most loyal theater audiences aren't showing up. There's no buzz, no excitement, just avoidance. Theaters aren't supposed to look this empty weeks before opening night, especially with this level of marketing. The problem isn't just the audience, it's how Zegler carries herself, the smug interviews, the dismissiveness toward fans, the insistence that she's above the material. It all adds up, and now her team is pretending that none of it matters. They're blaming the internet again, pretending like a couple of tweets are ruining her big moment. But the truth is much simpler. There was no big moment to ruin. She didn't earn the spotlight. It was handed to her. And now that the public isn't buying it, they're looking for scapegoats. Even her own camp seems to know what's coming. The usual press support has dried up. No co-stars hyping her on Instagram. No glowing behind-the-scenes photos. Everyone is staying quiet, keeping their distance. That's not an accident, it's a strategy. Because in Hollywood, being seen supporting someone the public has tuned out is worse than saying nothing at all. And that's what's happening here. Quiet. Distancing. Silent exits. The same studios that once insisted she was the next big thing are starting to cut their losses. The glow-up is gone. The profiles that used to call her a star now label her controversial. It's a soft fade out, and Zegler doesn't seem to realize it's happening. She's still posting cryptic captions, TikToks with smug smiles, as if she's the one owed an apology. But the theater community isn't rallying behind her. They're watching, waiting, and staying away. Because this isn't about cancel culture. It's about consequence. It's about an actress who treated her audience like a nuisance and is now shocked they didn't stick around. Her team can keep spinning, but the pattern is clear. The same mistakes, the same results, and the longer they pretend this is just bad PR, the worse it gets. Because self-awareness isn't a luxury, it's the bare minimum. And right now, Zegler isn't even close. Her attitude isn't just damaging her career, it's affecting everyone around her. Cast, crew, investors, they're all feeling the consequences. And the whispers are growing louder. In casting circles, there's a new label quietly being attached to her name. Uninsurable. That's code for someone too risky to cast. Too many headlines, too much drama. And now, even theater insiders, some of the most forgiving people in the business, are raising eyebrows. Stage managers are talking, co-stars are going silent. The buzz isn't about her performance, it's about the train wreck they're trying to contain. In the end, Rachel Zegler isn't being sabotaged, she's being replaced. Quietly, carefully, and permanently. Because in an industry that never stops moving, apathy is more dangerous than hate. And right now, the loudest response to Zegler's performance is the sound of empty seats.